is George Boston Rhymes on the street in Valdosta, Georgia. I came back to this location in front of the Lowndes County Judicial Courthouse. And behind me is where the Kendrick Johnson's family have been gathering in order, in an attempt to get the blessing from the citizens to show that they need justice in this case. Now, I just came back from Atlanta, Georgia, with a press conference on the grounds of the Georgia State Capitol. While there, we listened to the Honorable Al Sharpton's representative, Mr. Bland, from the National Action Network. We also heard from C.B. King. We also noticed that Tea Party members were there prior to the Johnson family news conference. We noticed TV stations in Atlanta was leaving the Tea Party press conference. And when the Johnson family stood on the grounds of the state capitol, there was one TV station, WSTV I believe it was, that was there to record. Following my words, I'm gonna let you here in South Georgia see what took place in Atlanta, Georgia. And if I had not used this camera, and if others with small cameras had not reported the press conference, it could have just been another whiteout. But we are determined here in Lowndes County, Valdosta, and South Georgia in general. At some point, there got to be a change. Listen please. If the governor of the state of Georgia, Nathan Deal, if our elected officials here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, if our judges here in South Georgia and in the state of Georgia, and if the Department of Justice will not come in and take a look at what they used to look at decades ago, and especially during the civil rights movement, then my question is, then why are we sending our sons and daughters to fight in foreign nations to protect the rights of foreigners, but we can't even get access to public records here in the state of Georgia? What do you mean by that, Brother Rhymes? If we are leading the state of Georgia in jail deaths, 31 from 1994 to 2009. And from 2009 to present, we don't know how many jail deaths have taken place. We have requested this information in the state of Georgia, but it seems as if though certain people don't want the flow of information to get out to the general public. This means that you are dealing with a very ignorant populace. Now look, let me just propose to you today. You may ask me and say, Brother Rhymes, you was not at the Lowndes County Gymnasium when Kendrick Johnson died, so you don't know. Well, you might have a point there. You just may have a point. But let me tell you what I do know. What I do know is that we are leading the state of Georgia in jail deaths, and nobody's talking about it. Our high elected officials, those who are getting paid by the state, are not even asking why a little place like Valdosta are leading the state of Georgia in jail deaths. So regardless of what happened in this case, let me tell you what I do know. I do know that in 1918, May that is, 15 to 25 black African Americans was murdered over in Brooks County. The governor, nobody in Georgia or in the United States of America have brought the people up on charges that murdered those 15 to 25 black African Americans. Let me tell you what I do know. I know that Earl Evans was burned up in a police car over in Quitman. Nothing done about it, I'm told. The Densons and the Woods also died over in Brooks County, and they say nothing has been done about that. We had Willie James Williams to die in the Lowndes County Jail. We didn't get no justice in that case. So at some point, something got to happen here. Now we know what the sheriff have told us already about Kendrick. We know that. The newspapers have done a service or a disservice to the community. We don't know. But there's one thing I do know. The book or the Bible that you say you believe in says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set and make you free. Now look, all the Johnson family and friends and relatives have been asking for is truth and information. And it's so sad that here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, it seems like those people who control the information don't want us to have the information so we can act intelligently. And so what must we do? We have to drive all the way up to Atlanta. We have to get special investigators. We have to do certain things that other people don't have to do. But just maybe the death of this young black man just may open the lid off of Pandora's box. Now I repeat, it just may be the opening of the lid of Pandora's box. Do you not know the Quit Mateen over in Brooks County? In almost 3 years, and they haven't gone to trial. So now you ask me, Brother Ryan, why are you saying this before you show the press conference? I want to lay a foundation to let you know what kind of city and county we living in. Now, ain't nobody else gonna tell you this because they don't love you enough to tell you this. But if Jesus was around today, Jesus would tell you this plus a little bit more. But I'm gonna stop right here and let's go to the movie. And I say movie because it's something that you can look at and ask yourself, was that published in the Valdosta Daily Times that there was a press conference in Atlanta yesterday? Ask yourself a question. Did you see it on your local TV station that there was a press conference in Atlanta, Georgia yesterday? And if they didn't report it, then ask yourself this important question. Why am I reporting? Why am I reporting what everybody in the state of Georgia should be concerned about? If you'll notice, the Johnson family have followed the civil rights nonviolent movement. They have followed civil disobedience. They have been in the best behavior concerning this passing of their loved one. And to think, not only are they not going to tell you about the press conference, they won't tell you that the family couldn't even look and view and ID their own child. That's here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia. Now, to all the clergymen here in our community that say God didn't call me to get into this, this is what Jesus wants us to do. What in the heck, going to church and sitting down and say I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized and on my way to heaven, but you can't stand up for justice? What good is that? Now I'm gonna be quiet. The next clip gonna be on the steps of the Georgia State Capitol as you hear Brother Bland from the National Action Network, as you hear other people speak, the young 15-year-old girl, you're gonna hear something that you may not know about. And then tomorrow, hey, Bland got some information for you. Please, the next clip. George Foster Rhymes, kvci.blogspot.com, doing what I do because it's time that it be done. This is the young man, Kendrick Johnson. Look at that picture. Nice, handsome looking young man. He wasn't in jail. He wasn't in prison. He was in school. And yet, it is what it is. And so we're gonna stay on the case. I'm not gonna back out. I'm not gonna punk out. I'm gonna stand with the Johnson family. Ain't nothing gonna shake me. Nothing gonna rock me. I'm with it all the way. Because St. John 8:32 saying, ye shall know the truth, and that the truth shall set and make you free. And if you can't give us free, if you can't give us free information, then we will never be free and we'll forever be slaves. Now, let's get to the news conference that they